What's up, our beautiful listeners, to another episode of Unlocking Success with myself, Rich Homie Vang, and my co-host, Eric Eclipse.
Booyah.
What's up today? How we doing?
Doing good, man. You know, had fun yesterday. Went out on the water. Did some tubing. This guy right here, he ate shit. But we held on for a long time, man. I had the pleasure of being in the middle, I guess. So that makes it a little easier. But
yeah, man.
How were your hands feeling after that? I haven't asked you.
It's definitely a workout. Definitely tiring.
Yeah.
I was getting shit on. Going to the side. We were flying. Sorry if I'm a little stuffy, and I'm pretty sure it's from the water.
That's what I was going to say.
If not, then it's probably Delta. Straight up. Shout out Delta.
Airlines.
Yeah.
We just got off the plane from Delta Airlines. So.
But yeah, man, yesterday was a good day. Yesterday was a great time. I had, some adversity that we overcame. Kind of just hung out, made the best of it. Even if we thought it was bad, we still found some good up in it. Still made the best of it.
Hey, we were still outside chilling, man. Hanging out. Played some music. It was a good time regardless of where and what we were doing at that moment. So, like we talked about, man, it's going to be interesting losing a nice body of water like that. But, it's a good trade-off, I think. It's a different trade-off. Something different, which I like. But yeah, I think we'll have to get out there one more time before summer's done.
Just some different natural elements in the world.
Instead of freshwater, giant mountains, desert.
Yeah, different sceneries. You gotta appreciate it all.
Yes, sir.
But rather than a lecture today, it's just gonna be two guys talking.
Cool. About that.
So the first thing I want to go into is, you can say partially political, but we don't get political. We're just talking. But we have the Taliban seizing power in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Them taking over the capital and largest city, Kabul, after their president fled the country to nearby Uzbekistan, stating he left to avoid bloodshed. There's some real shit going on, man.
See, it is, but I don't know if it actually is.
Yeah.
Right, I can go Eddie Bravo real quick and fucking challenge everything I hear, which I'm gonna do.
Go.
Right? Alright, so anyone that has a competent mind that has looked into this war in Iraq, it's just been a giant funded project by us. It's no coincidence that, you see these motherfuckers. One, that they were able to just walk right in, right? We left, and as soon as we left, they walked in. It's no coincidence that their president just left, Probably getting paid off, just like we're paying the Taliban, all this shit, right? YouTube's probably going to censor this because they're fucking pieces of shit. Fuck you guys. But, not everyone, probably actually really no one, remembers the Obama situation where he gave Iran $3 billion in cash on a C-130. I think they flew straight there. Why did you do that? Why else would you just give someone $3 billion in cash other than to help fund and finance their whole agenda over there? And I think a lot of it's just trying to enforce Western agenda on those Middle Eastern countries, which traditionally are Islamic and they're not retarded like Western people. But yeah, another thing I was going to say is you've seen that picture, right, where they're all in the fucking the palace and in the main room. I can't think of what it's called right now, but they're sitting there with M4 carbines and shit like that, fully decked out. Where do you find that? Do you think some soldiers just left them on the ground? No, man. My guess would be that they were given to them. Just like the same thing that they're finding $3 million fucking drones just packaged up sitting there. Same with Blackhawks, APCs, Humvees, all this U.S. weaponry in which U.S. taxpayers are paying for what? It was retarded. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
To spend like $6 trillion for fuck all. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't to fix a problem. It was, I don't know how to word it. Yeah, there was no problem that needed to be fixed there. All we did was fund the enemy.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, it's like it's no coincidence that when Mr. 45th president was in office, you never heard a word about Al Qaeda or the Taliban or ISIS. You never heard a word about him. Why? Because he blew them to smithereens. Yeah, it's harsh to say it like that, but yeah. Unlike Mr. Obama and Mr. Sleepy Joe and Mr. Bush before them, all financing them. The 45th president didn't do that. Instead, he made them go hide in their caves, and then when Sleepy Joe came in, they started to come out, and then he gave them all this cool shit. And said, here's a whole country that is yours again. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was kind of like a perfect plan, you know?
Yeah.
So, the U.S. has spent billions of dollars supplying the Afghan army with tools to defeat the Taliban. But, with them up and abandoning and leaving the country, it's like, all right, well, we gave you all this money and supplies to defeat the enemy, but now you're abandoning it, basically giving all our weaponry and supplies to the enemy.
Yeah.
Free will.
One thing that I find interesting is they were talking, stupid AOC, that retarded ass bitch. She was talking about how, like, we'll bring in as many Afghan refugees as we can. But isn't it funny enough that when the whole Cuba thing was in the biggest of flames, that they published that they wouldn't take them. Now, why would they not take them? Oh, wait. Because that's what the United States is trying to become. That's what the United States is trying to become. A socialist, totalitarian dictatorship, whatever the fuck the word is for it. And it's also no coincidence that you see people, or not coincidence, but people need to stop bitching about this place. When you see people literally climbing onto that C-130 and holding on for dear life to get out of that fucking country. And then you get people like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, who I used to respect, but fuck that guy now, saying, screw your freedom. No, this is freedom, man. Those people are willing to die to get out of that place. And you guys are over here bitching about what? Nothing. Meaningless shit. When you could live in it and you hate this place, go live there then. Or go live in North Korea. Or go live in China. Go live there if this place is so bad. Where they will do whatever the fuck they want. You can't do anything. Or if you keep blowing the issues up that are quote-unquote issues nowadays, pretty soon this is going to look like that.
Yeah. Like the same thing as like the beginnings of the lockdowns and everything with SARS-CoV-19. We were getting a lot of insight and predictions of what might occur over here in connection to the lockdowns, because first it was Europe that was locking down and such.
Yeah.
And we knew eventually it was going to happen over here. And then it did happen. And it was as if we were following in their footsteps. And kind of terrifyingly, I could see that happening. So let's say something like that over here. What's happening in Afghanistan. Not really some terrorist group, but I will say, some type of some takeover. But even then, a little side tangent, with them having a bunch of U.S. military grade equipment, such as weapons and vehicles, and we'll say drones and such. And also with Joe Biden standing his ground for the removal of U.S. troops there. This doesn't look good. This is not good at all. You know.
I mean, that dude's not the president.
Yeah.
When I look at that dude, I don't think of him as. I mean, not that I value the president of the United States really as anything. Anyways, they're just a puppet for something bigger. But when I look at that guy, I mean, for sure, he's just like some fucking old ass AI that needs to be decommissioned. He's just some guy.
Yeah. Like,
when everyone knows that he doesn't do jack shit, it's either stupid Kamala or someone behind the scenes. Which I think it's really just stupid Kamala. Then they're going to eventually say that he's not fit for presidency and she's going to waltz in. Fucking, I bet $10 million on that. I bet my life on that. That's going to happen.
It's going to be a big parade.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be the coolest fucking thing ever. Not. That's going to be the change. Probably. Because what I think this country is destined for is some Hunger Games shit. That's where it's going. That's what happens when you give government total centralized power and control. They can do whatever the fuck they want. That's what happens when you get people to bend the knee. Like you said, not necessarily a terrorist group, but it's going to look a lot like maybe North Korea or Afghanistan or Iran. All these bad countries. That's what this place is turning into. And that's why it was when you take the backbone out of something in aka men, and you take away the men in the masculine part of something, there's nothing there. There's no more support. Because when you take that the element that built it all up and you take it away, then it all falls back down because no one knows how to build it back up or strengthen it. And that's the real agenda for changing the United States. And that's what they've been doing for how long? You know, taking the masculinity out of this place. Feminizing the shit out of it. And absolutely butchering and assaulting and degrading any sort of masculinity. And shaming you when you're doing what you should do. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Doesn't look good. Future looks a little iffy now.
No, it's been iffy.
Yeah. Just because, like you said, with 45th, we didn't hear anything. But now we have 46. Now we're hearing something. And now they have U.S. grade.
I mean, they probably had that shit.
But,
they probably had that shit for so long.
I mean, it's like we said in the last episode, war never changes, man. Like, there's always a reason for war. I will say, well, I can't speak of World War One, but the first thing that comes up for me for World War Two was the whole, we gave reason for Japan to attack us, and then they attacked us, got us into the war. What happened before the war? Great Depression. It got the industrial age all, in the factories and manufacturing all back up to boost us out of the Great Depression.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was a surprise kamikaze attack.
I mean,
but it was well fabricated. Like it was like what else was Japan going to do? And
World War II was literally over nothing. It was fucked up. All these people died for nothing.
It's a lot of back inner workings going on that you don't really know or even understand. You just see the war, the ugliness of the war.
I think one of the biggest issues with this is clearly now places like China, they're gonna call our bluff, and they're gonna take over like Taiwan and shit because clearly with this dipshit as president and really what this country's turned into, we ain't gonna go defend them. Everyone knows that, bro. They're gonna take Taiwan with zero resistance. if they want to, if they can. Because we're not going to stop them.
No, I think they can. I mean, it doesn't look pretty if we're speaking in the terms of war.
Same with Hong Kong as well.
I was watching a Jake Tran video about China's militarization of the I think the South China Sea or
South China Sea, yeah.
Or whatever, and I mean, he made connections back to the Cold War where, no actual war occurred, but the tension was so high on nuclear weapons that, whoever shot first, everybody was going to be shooting. Mm-hmm. Literally, they were ready to shoot. Like they were anticipating someone to shoot, mm-hmm. And apparently, Jake Tran in that video said that I think there was some Soviet guy who was the last person in the chain of command to, send the missiles to fire to the U.S. and apparently it was a false alarm, but the alarm went off. But in that person's words, they said they had a gut feeling, a funny feeling that it was a false alarm, and it's the reason why we're talking to you here.
Oh, he didn't do it,
yeah. It was a false alarm. He didn't send the nukes off because if he did send the nukes off, U.S. was going to send the nukes straight back, and I mean that was back in the Cold War. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure everyone has fucking nuclear weapons now. That's what Einstein said. I don't know what World War III is going to look like, but World War IV is going to be fought with sticks and stones. Just because of how, nuclear we've got with our weaponry and such. Like, everyone's got them. That's why the big scare with, with North Korea, the beginning of 2020 was so heightened.
Still there.
And I mean, with this stuff now, I mean, who knows what can happen.
Yeah. Well, a lot of things I didn't realize is, up until recently, I didn't really know that North Korea is pretty much entirely funded by China. And basically, what is it, like 1 to 7%, I can't remember what, of the whole country's GDP is for other things. And 93 or 97% of GDP is for weapons. That's it. North Korea is literally just a walking missile, right? Now, how good that stuff is, I don't know. But they have it. But at the end of the day, World War III, whether you want to call it or not, is going on right now. It's what I was literally just talking about.
Yeah.
It's the propaganda and the cultural change, this beer bug bullshit, this Delta Airlines bullshit. That's World War III. Really. Now, whether something physical happens, that's probably going to get claimed as World War III. But the true World War that's going on right now is with beer bug, with Delta Airlines, with lockdowns, with feminizing the West. They're removing, once again, the masculinity of all these major superpowers. And then someone like China, who is beefing up that aspect of their population, which is somehow still technically, what do you call it? What's it called? A developing nation. How, I don't know. I mean, it's probably intentional. But, yeah, China's gonna win. And I ain't even mad, because China deserves to win, because they're doing the right things for their country and their people. Whether you want to like it or not, and which you probably don't because you're being told that's bad. In which I'm not saying it's good, but as far as maintaining who's the top dog, they're doing the right things. And that's why they're going to win. I don't have any confidence in Americans anymore, and I'm losing confidence in fucking humanity because they're all so stupid. Sadly. What's that disgruntled face for?
Oh, I'm just trying to do some research right now. I was looking up the basically the doomsday clock of trying to figure out how many minutes to midnight. So this is from Wikipedia. It says the doomsday clock is a symbol that represents the likelihood of a man-made global catastrophe. Maintained since 1947 by the members of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, the clock is a metaphor for threats to humanity from unchecked scientific and technical advances. The clock represents the hypothetical global catastrophe as midnight, and the Bulletin's opinion on how close the world is to a global catastrophe as a number of minutes or seconds to midnight, assessed in January of each year. The main factors influencing the clock are nuclear risk and climate change. The Bulletin's Science and Security Board monitors new developments in life sciences and technology that could inflict irrevocable harm to humanity.
There you go.
The clock's original setting in 1947 was 7 minutes to midnight. That's pretty fucking terrifying. It has been set backward and forward 24 times since the largest number ever of minutes to midnight being 17 in 1991 and the smallest being 100 seconds in 2020 and 2021. It's less than 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes to midnight mean, midnight. The closer we are means people can drop.
Yeah, the less time it takes to really end everything.
Yeah, it'd be the end. It'd be the end of everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of it. I was trying to look at the history of it, and the beginnings of it, but it shows here history. So the doomsday clock origin can be traced to the international group of researchers called the Chicago Atomic Scientists, who had participated in the Manhattan Project. After atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they began publishing a mimeogrammed newsletter and then the magazine Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, which, since its inception, has depicted the clock on every cover. That's kind of all go into it, but that doomsday clock, we talked about war, nuclear weapons, less than 2 minutes.
It doesn't surprise me.
It's a bit eerie.
I don't know. Like I said, at this point.
But it's like you were saying, we kind of are in World War III, but it's not fought with in traditional means of war. It's fought with information, money, power.
It's a mind. It's all in the mind. And nowadays, everyone has such a weak mind. I'm not trying to claim that my mind is fucking nuclear shelter proof. Hell no. A lot of people with way stronger minds than me. But as far as me to the average person, it's not even close. The average person's dumber than a box of fucking rocks. They don't know the difference between their left hand and their right hand in reality. When you live especially in this information age, they believe whatever the fuck they see. Whatever the proud government tells them is true. Oh, you've been vaccinated? Shit. You've been shot? Well, it doesn't matter. You still got to put a mask on. Then what the fuck is the point of getting that? And I just saw they were talking about getting the booster shot or something like that.
Yeah, the booster pack. Yeah, the DLC.
We talked about this however long ago that's just going to happen. All right, you're going to get this upgrade. Say that with air quotes. Get this upgrade. So now you're immune to this thing, right? Oh, but wait, we found out it's actually not. You're not immune to it, right? You can still get it, right? So you gotta get this upgrade here. Then you'll be good. Oh wait, but this one doesn't work as good. So you gotta get this. It's an endless fucking cycle. Basically, is where I'm going with that. But the problem is, maybe there will be a drop off in numbers. I hope there is. Show some competency in people. I hope there's a drop off in numbers. People who got the first perk, use a Call of Duty reference.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, got the first perk, right? But they're not going for.
Yeah, they don't.
Ironically, they're not going for the pro.
Yeah, they got the specialists. You know, they ain't trying to get all the perks.
No, fuck that.
But
I hope there's a drop off there
perks.
because it shows competency. Because I want people to question, why the fuck did I get that perk in the first place? If I need to do this.
Yeah, it's
Why?
It's like they're trying to win the battle, but not win the war. You know, they're. It's like it's what Alan Watts went through. He was saying, you know, they're trying to build the resistance rather than kill the bug. You know, they're trying to fix the problem but not find a solution.
Well, okay, so you can make the arguments because there's no
Yeah.
bug to fix. There's nothing. I still stand by it. It's just 5G. After watching the first episode of Chernobyl, it's 5G. 100%. I mean, alright, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Alright, well, Chernobyl's on a whole different scale, right? But, for example, just a small amount of radiation initially that was going to these people's bodies was fucking killing them. And making them feel like shit. And no one knew why. Now, eventually, you know, Chernobyl turned out to what it is, right? But all it takes is a small amount of unknown, like energy and, like signal waves to come into your body, and it throws you off and it makes you sick and it could kill you if you have a weak immune system. So once again, after watching the first episode of Chernobyl and seeing, like, based off that TV show, which is, to my understanding, based off true events, what radiation can really do to someone. It can really fuck you up. It can fucking kill you. And I'm not, and like obviously the phone companies talk about it. But mainstream media never talked about 5G. Why not? It's a huge innovation to
they got,
the world of technology. Why'd they not talk about it?
They got censored for it.
Yeah, why would they not talk about it? I wonder why. And like, you know, I've heard Revan talk about before with Beer Bug. They never identified anything. They just saw some shit and, like, that's gotta be it. They never narrowed it down to something. And that's why I say it's 5G. Fucking censor me if you want. Once again, you can't cancel someone that doesn't give a fuck. Shout Darren Till.
Darren Till.
You can't do that. I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna speak my mind. You already banned me off Tinder for some shit. I don't know. They don't want this. That's fine. I don't want you either.
I want you. Right. Follow me on everything. At Rich Homie Bang. This guy.
But no, I mean, in all seriousness, that's what I think. I think it's 5G.
I mean, you had a good point, man. You had a good point. Because, I mean, a bunch of people... Because first, it was SARS-CoV-19. And then, you know, just so happened 5G was rolling out. And then, you know, as you know, people were not very unlikely or how do I want to put this? With those two things, you know, coming out basically at the same time, it was not. Fuck! I got stuck again. Shit. How do I want to put this? At some point, someone was going to make a connection. We're just going to assume a connection.
No pun intended.
But even then, you were being censored from even talking about any of them.
That's a glaring red flag,
like
man.
Because if you're talking about 5G, whoever was doing the censoring was assuming you were connecting with what was going on during that time.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, they wouldn't even let you talk about the other thing that was going on at the same time as well. Mm-hmm. They were censoring everybody.
When you think about it, why would they censor and or ban someone from spreading quote-unquote false narratives? Why would they do that? They'll go to say, oh, they don't want to spread misinformation. Well, it's free speech. He can say what he wants. So it has to be for the reason that, wait a minute, this guy's onto something, and if he has a large audience, we don't want them to get the idea that maybe this guy's saying the truth.
Damn, I mean...
Why would they ban someone that's, if it's not true at all? Who gives a fuck? It's like the same thing we've talked about time and time again. If someone says some shit to you that makes no fucking sense in terms... One, I always say, like, hey, bro, you're fat as shit. You'll be like, okay, who gives a fuck?
I know.
But it's like, if it's true, then you're going to get all heard about it, and you're not going to like it. And it's the same thing with all the censorship shit. Why the fuck do you think certain people are getting banned off things when they're spreading the truth about things? And at the end of the day, it's hilarious when people are like, we're not taking away any of your rights. Free speech being the big one. But you're banning people for saying what they want. That's free speech. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't count. You're just contradicting yourself and being a hypocritical piece of shit at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Well, and yet, I mean, it's a whole other topic as far as how genuine rights are. But that's for a different conversation. But yeah. That's more so like what this country actually is.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I mean, you probably read it in David Icke's Biggest Secret, but there's some. Eventually, you'll read.
1984.
Yeah, 1984. But I really don't want to spoil anything. But fuck, I might have to go. So. I might have connections to The Biggest Secret, but I mean, well, if we just put it in terms of history, the winners of war tell the stories of the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like the winners tell the stories of the past because they're the winners. So whatever they say, or they can basically manipulate what is true and what is not true, because who in the past is going to defend if that's valid or not? I mean, even with, proof, the person in the present, they can justify, that's incorrect. More so, fabricating what is true and what isn't true. I want to connect that back with the censoring. What might sound fucking fake as shit and unreal could be real, but to quote unquote fabricate what is true and what isn't true, they can say that's false. Mm-hmm. And that's fake, and then you're kind of just left questioning, then what is true and what isn't true.
Yeah, I've just uncovered. I mean, the truth of it, that everything I've been told my whole life is a big fucking lie. So you can make the case that, obviously, I don't think anything's true. In which I say, you're right. How can I believe anything any authority says when it's always been a lie? And I don't have a list of things that I've determined to be a lie. It's when you seek the truth that you understand everything's a lie, and you can never unsee that. So, yeah, yeah, exactly. When you win in a war, it's really just for changing history.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like things that we interpret as true may only be true because the people who said it was true have more power than us. Mm-hmm. Damn, I really don't want to spoil 1984, but with no context, I mean, you could think in the equation 2 + 2 = 4, which is right, but I mean, why is it right?
Just what you've been told.
It's what you were told. Who told you that? People who created it was. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's not because of the past is what makes that true. It'd be what you're being told now. So anybody can change that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's kind of manipulative, brainwashy-ish type shit. And I mean, yes, it is true because in the past we were taught that, and it's scary. scary to think.
Yeah, it seems like
'Cause everything that you're true is not true, and you start to question it, but then yeah.
It seems like the history of the world is just one big Wikipedia page. Sure. Anyone can go change that whatever they want on there, right?
Because if we want to go back to terms of war, and we'll just say U.S. and China, and say we won't go in the future. We won't talk future. We'll talk past. We'll say like World War II, and then we'll say in the universes of present day, or like Wolfenstein, the video game series, where we have the Axis powers
that won
winning.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, in that universe, it's completely different, and because the Axis powers, they won, they change everything. They change what your past, what you think you know. They'll tell you what is true and what isn't true. Because I mean, say you are on the Allies, and you're like fuck the Axis power, but the Axis power wins. You're like either they're probably going to kill you, or you're going to be brainwashed, manipulated into thinking, all right, Axis powers is where it's at. Like, hell yeah, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
You might have the thought of, all right, I'm going to, start a rebellion, as in all the superhero movies, or at least if you want to talk about like Star Wars, the Rebels and stuff. But that's all good for the show. But true, like we'll say, the true evil power, they'll make you think different than to rise above.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, it sounds so good to rise above, but why would you rise above when you can just stay?
That, and they showcase those who try with absolute slaughter, basically. Right? Any attempt of someone trying to rise up that gets caught.
To make an example.
Exactly.
Oh man, shit, man. Great transitions, man. I watched another Jake Tran video. It was about Mr. John McAfee.
There you go. That guy didn't. Well, I don't know enough about it to really talk about too much. What the case is that he just died, right?
So I think he left the U.S. and
for tax evasion.
And then they were going to extradite him, but then in an interview he was saying, if they extradite me, they're going to off me.
Yeah.
And make an example of me. And like, he was just saying a bunch of stuff. He even got a tattoo that said whacked. He was dropping a bunch of hints that, if something, like, if you hear from me here, but you don't hear from me then, something went on.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just dropping little hints like that. And, come to one day, breaking news, John McAfee found dead in his prison cell.
Yeah.
Cause self-harm. Just for that YouTube analytics. And I'm like, with Jake Tran, he breaks it down fairly well with both sides. Like, yes, he did do it. No, he didn't do it. I don't know enough. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know the truth because he's gone.
Yeah.
And anything else that's going to come out, it's going to be fabricated, manufactured for all of us to digest and believe what they want us to believe. Which kind of arises the whole conspiracy theory thing.
Yeah, my question is, how much did he know? Because you have someone like...
J.E.?
Yeah, I don't know if we can say his name or not.
Yeah, we'll just say J.E.
J.E. Did kill himself. Or didn't kill himself, sorry. But someone like him...
Who knows, He didn't
kill himself. He didn't kill himself. The motherfucker got killed.
Because it's the same thing for McAfee.
But where I'm going with that is, the connections that he had, right? That dude knew some motherfuckers, and that's why they got rid of him. Because there was the possibility he would talk. I don't know what John McAfee knew.
Oh, what was it? Damn, he put in Jake Tran put in the video. I think he was saying he was going to release some classified information about some powerful people.
Oh, J.E.?
Yeah. Oh, McAfee.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, McAfee he made the antivirus.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty big and such and so forth.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it was. He tweeted out something, and everything he got censored even after his death. But whatever,
ridiculous. At that point, it's clear that they're covering something up. If you're going to censor this guy who's dead.
Yeah, he said he was going to release something, and apparently he was getting a lot of threats and stuff, and that's why he was saying, whacked. If something happens, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen to me.
But at that point, it's too obvious. I mean, if he's clearly talking about how, they're going to, if you don't see me, they probably killed me. Yeah. That seems like it's really obvious. And I heard that, he's in a Spanish, high security prison shit. I wouldn't be surprised if he also died from famine or just being an unhealthy motherfucker. Because he's fucking locked up in prison.
I don't know.
I don't know enough about the story, but my only thing is, how much did he know? Was it actually necessary to do that? Or were they just letting natural causes take him? Like I said, for sure with J.E., he knew things. They had to do that.
I want to be on the side of McAfee. Didn't do it.
Yeah.
Didn't do it. I think he knew some stuff.
He probably did. I mean, that's why he tried to get out probably as well anyways.
Yeah.
Trying to get the fuck out of here. He probably knew too much, and they knew he knew too much. And as soon as he got caught, it was like, all right. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if he was there for so long just to torture him. And then eventually get the executioner in there. Or just let him keep suffering. At the end of the day, his death wasn't just random. It was the causation of something.
Shit, man. This got me thinking two sides now. It's like, all right, he knew too much. No, he didn't.
Dude, that's what I mean.
They whacked him. But other side could be, maybe he's just playing it up, and he wanted to go as a martyr. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just like, all right, I want to stir up all this drama, this all this stuff, and then it's like kind of like Knives Out. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna drive all this tension, and something's gonna crack.
Yeah,
they're gonna start looking at stuff, but
in the end, outwit.
They censored him.
Yeah, they
censored him even after he was gone, because apparently I think it was after he was confirmed dead or something. On his Instagram, someone posted, let me see, a letter in the alphabet. Let me see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, let me go back, P, Q, that letter. They put that letter, it was like Q incognito, that group.
Oh!
Q incognito, another word.
I think I get what you're saying, yeah.
Which is like QA.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay.
And apparently, that post got taken out along with his whole Instagram, if I remember what Jake Tran was saying. Mm-hmm. So, who knows? I mean, I guess both sides is kind of up for debate. Like, he could be a martyr to try to start a revolution, or something actually should happen. We don't know, because it's getting censored.
And it's it also makes me even more interested because of how quickly it died away. Like, obviously,
nobody fucking talk about it no more, man.
I mean, at the end of the day, also, no one talks about
real shit. Yeah.
I mean, as soon as someone dies, they're like, "Oh, damn it!" For a week, they're like, "All right, he's dead."
Yeah, shit, man. Rest in peace. Chadwick.
Yeah, I mean, what?
Man.
No, seriously, they're all just forgotten, and they'll bring them back up at some award show, like, Kobe, Mac, Chadwick, John McAfee. No, the list goes on. But, like Michael Jackson, they killed that motherfucker.
Yeah.
That shit was fucked up. I don't know that whole story. I probably never will. It's not something that piques my interest to go figure out, but,
MJ's reminds me of Knives Out.
Ooh.
It reminds me of Knives Out. Like there's a YouTube channel I'm subscribed to called like How It Was. It's all animated. Oh, it's not really animated. It's more like a different type of animation. But at least from the facts that are available to us, it goes through what happened with said celebrities' deaths. And it kind of reminds me of some Knives Out shit. That doctor is a little iffy.
Now, do you think the doctor was iffy or painted to be iffy? Because if you're going to reference it to Knives Out, Anna de Armas, or whatever her name is, she was technically the doctor. But she didn't do anything wrong. See what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think it was
The doctor pretty sketchy, though?
I think it was the doctor. I'm not so sure, but at least that's what I'm getting, like... yeah.
Well, and then it's the whole family fighting over it and shit? Is that what you're saying? Or what?
Man, what the fuck did happen? Man, shit, I might have to... We might just have to fucking just watch this video. Hold up. Hopefully it's a short video. Damn, it's fucking 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
What's it called?
It's, just type in How It Was, Michael Jackson.
By How It Was?
Yeah.
That's the story how he really died?
How did he really die?
June
Alright,
25th,
We'll make sure to link this in the
2009
description.
marks the day when showbiz lost its reigning king, and the world lost one of the most famous people to have ever lived, Michael Jackson, the king of pop, rock,
I remember
and
this day.
soul. In 2009, he was just 50 years old, and so looking forward to his little kids Prince, Paris, and Blanket finally seeing their dad live on stage. At that time, Michael was working on a comeback series of shows called This Is It that would have been a true sensation in showbiz. The news of Michael Jackson's death came as a total shock to everyone. But what happened that day? If you look at Wikipedia now, you'll find out that the official cause of death was cardiac arrest induced by acute propofol and benzodiazepine intoxication.
Hey, turn up.
Well,
Turn up.
things are not as straightforward as they may seem at first glance, and Wikipedia may be a little off. In this episode, we're going to explain what happened to Michael Jackson, but more importantly, why
Jackson.
and if his life could have been saved.
Shimona.
Looking at the lavish lifestyle of Michael Jackson, it's hard to believe that the greatest entertainer of all time spent
Hey
most
man,
of
do
his
you
life
believe the kid
why.
allegation?
No.
Yeah, I think it was all
No.
I think it was all front.
I mean, to be honest, whenever... Because what they call it... I mean, didn't they make a big TV show about it and shit?
Oh, I can't remember. I know they made a lot of memes about it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they did like a big like documentary about it. You know where I'm going with that? It's usually when there's a big documentary about someone and or something. There's a lot of money behind it, usually a bunch of propaganda bullshit. To my understanding of Michael Jackson's life, this is an incredibly talented kid that was basically robbed of anything to do with a kid growing up.
That's true.
And now that he had his own kids, he could do whatever he wanted. He liked that aspect. To be able to do what you want, have fun, live like a kid at times. And that's it. I think he just genuinely loved kids too. I think he was just a good-hearted person.
People just taken out of context. Yeah.
Because they didn't like him.
While shooting a Pepsi commercial, Michael Jackson was literally on fire when a firework ignited his hair. That night, Michael not only experienced the 2nd and 3rd degree burns to his scalp and body, but he was also introduced to the world of pain medication and plastic surgery. In 1999,
Michael.
right in the middle of the show, Michael Jackson plunged 50 feet to the ground during an aerial platform malfunction. The accident permanently damaged his spine. After the show, MJ collapsed and was rushed to the hospital, where he was again put on some serious painkillers. Ever since then, back pain and pain medication have become essential to his life. Stress and pain would later transform into serious health problems for Michael Jackson. Perhaps his most disturbing one was insomnia.
People always forget how bad those drugs are that you get from the smallest things at the hospital. That's why they're illegal in so many countries, because they fuck you up.
Man, I can remember all them damn commercials. It's like things you might experience: eating disorder, depression, insomnia, back pain, fatigability, body image disorder.
The one that's on here?
Sometimes
death.
Sometimes death.
Which I always that blows my fucking mind because that blows my fucking mind because that means someone took this drug and died. Why the hell would you want to take that if it literally could kill you? That's just stupid.
There were times.
Hold on, and then all of a sudden you hear, "Has you or a loved one taken this drug and it fuck you up? Dial 1-800-RBAD."
Sleep for 3, 4, even 5 days in a row. And the only thing that could put him to sleep was painkillers and sedative drugs.
What's that, Xanny?
By the end of the 90s, MJ had developed strong addiction to propofol, which essentially is a powerful sedative used by anesthesiologists to sedate patients during surgeries.
Oh, God.
Michael Jackson was so used to sleeping under propofol that he even called it his milk, as the color of the substance indeed resembles milk.
Man, a bunch of people nowadays too, they taking all these melatonin.
Mm-hmm. I know he does.
Sleep stuff to pass out, and I mean,
it's bad. You don't.
I can like people. I mean, I would say depending on your age.
Yeah.
If you're a young blood, taking all this shit just to, like, get through your day to day, it's. Yeah, I feel bad for you.
At the end of the day, it's no coincidence why like fucking remote ass tribes are so healthy, because their bodies are so strong. I think you want to limit all the help you can give your body, because you want your body to be able to do whatever it has to do by itself. And like maybe just a couple vitamins here and there is fine, but when you get people who take those depression pills, or like you literally just said with melatonin and these insomnia pills and ADHD shit.
Yeah, these are erectile dysfunction, man. You got some
baby Viagra and that shit. But at the end of the day, it's bad because you need to allow your body to fight itself off, to defend itself. You can't help it too much, because then that's where that dependency comes in, like with this.
Yeah, we don't need no pills to get our dicks up, man. It just goes up, man. Just like a cash flow, goes up.
Like that one fighter, the off-brand guy, the Money Mayweather. Remember that guy? He was on that Lomachenko card. His name was Cash Flow.
It was Cash Flow.
Yeah, exactly. His nickname was Cash Flow.
They go up, man. They go up. We don't need no pills.
Great return of the greatest entertainer. The plan was to have the first concert in July of 2009 and have the rehearsal started in late April at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Because of the time trouble, the preparation for the show quickly became an exhausting and rigorous routine for Michael, who hadn't been performing at full-scale live shows for over 10 years. And suddenly he needed to dance, sing, keep up with the groove of the band, strategize with the production crew for hours and hours, 5 or 6 days a week. To keep himself sharp and functional, Michael needed a good sleep, and to get his back pain right out of his head, he needed more than that. His plan was to go through this tough period with the help of his good old friends, propofol and
benzos.
But administering serious sedatives like propofol is not as easy as taking pills. Therefore, Michael has always had a special companion by his side, a medical doctor who would be willing to assist Michael with this sensitive matter. As part of the deal with AEG, Michael had a request to hire a personal physician to support him during the tour. AEG said, sure, and hired Conrad Murray, a doctor who had known Michael long before the rehearsals, and who undoubtedly knew about MJ's non-trivial requirements. So, here's what's been happening almost every night after the rehearsals. From the Staples Center, Michael would go back to 100 North Carrollwood, his Los Angeles home, where Dr. Murray would be administering him propofol and other drugs. They even turned one of the bedrooms into a medication room. Every night, Dr. Murray was putting Michael into anesthesia at the comfort of his own home, without proper medical equipment, which was absolutely crucial for what they were up to.
Wait. He was performing what an anesthesiologist would do without the adequate medical equipment? That's what I just heard, right?
Yeah. I looked up rap lyrics about Conrad Murray because, a lot of rappers do talk about Conrad Murray. We got Ice Cube, Drink the Kool-Aid. It says, I murdered more stars than Conrad Murray. We got Flatbush Zombies, your favorite rap song. Let me see. Y'all should call me Conrad Murray the way I murdered Mike.
Oh my god.
We got Loaded Lux, Right remix. Shit, I'm killing the mic like Conrad Murray. Everyone's talking about I kill a mic like Conrad Murray.
All right. Well,
we'll
if that's not a sign,
we'll continue.
The night when Michael died. Actually, it was just another night. Nothing special. Dr. Murray induced a small dose of propofol into MJ's body and put him on a drip. Sounds confusing? In a nutshell, during a propofol anesthesia, an anesthesiologist initially administers a small dose to make a patient fall asleep. After that, the doctor needs to be able to maintain the concentration of the sedative in the patient's blood. Otherwise, the sleep won't last long. That's shortly after the initial dose, Dr. Murray put Michael Jackson on a drip, when a small dose was being continuously delivered to the patient through intravenous equipment, thus keeping the stable concentration of the sedative in his blood. And here's what went wrong. See, the reason why a doctor must have proper equipment when administering drugs like propofol is that the reaction of a human body to strong sedatives can be unpredictable. Very unpredictable. Apparently, there's a mild sedation, moderate sedation, and deep sedation. While in mild or moderate sedation, a patient's breathing themselves. The brain basically controls the act of breathing. In deep sedation, though, the brain is no longer capable of controlling breath, and the patient needs to be put on ventilation to keep breathing. The challenging part is that there's a very narrow line between moderate and deep sedation, and propofol is known to be causing deep sedation quite easily. That night, Michael's body reacted unusually, and he transitioned into deep sedation without any trace, since there was no equipment monitoring his heart rate and pulse, which would have alerted Dr. Murray in time. And it was such a coincidence that Dr. Murray left the medication room for a few minutes right at the time when Michael Jackson basically stopped breathing. In medical terms, he had a respiratory arrest. At this point, though, he could still have been saved. Since he stopped breathing, the only thing that he really needed was oxygen. But Dr. Murray wasn't ready to handle this situation. Upon his return, Dr. Murray did notice that something was wrong, but he thought it was cardiac arrest, not respiratory arrest. In other words, he thought that Michael was experiencing a heart-related issue. So he started performing CPR, which was absolutely counterproductive to what he should have done. He also did not call 911 immediately, and the qualified help was not in time to save Jackson's life.
Killing the mic like Conrad Murray.
Alright, I'm no expert, but based off what I'm hearing here, why the fuck would you give him CPR? First off, though, why the hell would you not do this operation without adequate medical equipment? You're a fucking doctor.
It's fucking Michael Jackson.
Get whatever the hell you need, probably. Sus. This is sus.
Yeah, why do you think I'm paying you for?
Later on, Dr. Murray would suggest his own version of what happened that night, claiming that he only gave Michael the initial dose just to help him fall asleep, and then Michael would put himself on a drip while Murray was out to make a phone call. The court and jury didn't believe in that story. In our personal opinion, Michael Jackson's condition was known to his close circle of business partners, but no one really wanted to truly help him get off the drugs. At the end of the day, he could have been sent to rehab if someone cared enough for him. But in the end, it looks like the Michael Jackson who's performing live, despite operating on drugs, was more profitable than the Michael Jackson who's in rehab fixing his addiction. This is the story of Michael Jackson's death. This is how it was.
Fascinating. Heath Ledger. Damn. Interesting. I can see that.
Guilty.
I don't know his circle too much, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if all those people that surround themselves with Michael Jackson were just there because of Michael Jackson, not because it's Michael. Like someone they love, someone they care about.
Yeah, they love Michael Jackson. They don't love Michael.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty disgusting, to be honest. Fucking Conrad Murray. Fuck that guy.
Kill the mic.
Let's go.
Conrad Murray.
I wonder if he's still in prison. Well, sentenced him. He was guilty. Conrad Murray. Wikipedia. People versus Murray. Actually, I don't really care to read this right now. But, yeah. It's pretty fucked up.
Shit. Where we at? Hour? Damn, I still got some more stuff.
You got 10. It's only 3.
Quick. Alright, we'll switch the mood. Hopefully a little better, but we have Leonel Messi leaving FC Barcelona for PSG.
Oh, interesting. I didn't think you'd write that down. I'm not surprised. Barcelona is fucking pathetic when it comes to balancing their books. They needed to offload players and or have people take salary cuts to be able to stay afloat as a business. Now, to my understanding, Messi was willing to take a pay cut.
Jeez.
Because he liked the club so much. But at the end of the day, I think he just needed to go.
Yeah, I mean, he liked the club so much. Messi, 34, he has been with FC Barcelona for 17 seasons since 2004. First signing as a 13-year-old through the youth program La Masia.
Yeah, he signed with their academy team.
But, we have Messi signing a 2-year deal with PSG with an option for a third that will net him an annual salary of $41 million plus bonuses and a reported $30 million signing on fee.
Yeah, and he has an option for a third if he wants.
Yes. Also, his financial package at PSG includes crypto tokens.
Oh, really?
It's pretty interesting. It is said that PSG token 2x'd since Messi was linked to the club. Messi's signing with PSG is expected to bring a windfall of commercial revenues through such avenues as jersey sales. An example of this would be when Ronaldo signed with Italian giants Juventus in 2018. Allotting more than $60 million worth of his shirts being sold in just 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw those numbers. Ronaldo did, I think it was 520,000 sales in kits the first day, or the first 24 hours. I think Leo was 250, and Neymar was 200. And that's 1,000. Yeah, so it's a lot of fucking money. Just from a jersey sale. I mean, the influence of it is crazy too, because I think they gained like 5 million Instagram followers. The PSG did, the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge deal. I mean, it's a fucking super team too. If you care about that at all.
Yeah, PSG is getting, like I said, Messi is getting paid in PSG crypto token. The same technology used at like Man U's. Manchester United's crypto fan token.
PSG US dollar.
Yeah, I think it's $ PSG.
Yeah, against on Binance. I just found it. PSG, it's pegged to Tether, which is a shitcoin, but $33.
33. What was it? I think it was the beginning of this month.
22. Yeah, and it had the Went up quite a bit.
That Messi pump.
33%, up 40%. Yeah. Damn. Interesting. Very interesting. It's kind of cool, though, to see it. I know, I think Barcelona has their own fan token, too, but, I wonder why he would do that.
What's that?
Take the token as part of his payment. Maybe he had to.
I don't know, maybe. But I mean, yeah, Messi is number 2.
Yeah, I mean,
he's number 2. He is the second highest paid athlete of 2020, 2021, raking in an estimated $130 million. I think he's right behind Connor.
I mean, that's in reality though. He's number 1 because the stats are wrong. To my understanding, it's based off how much they earned from playing, in which Connor did not earn that much money from fighting. That's from all of his other deals. Not that I don't mind him being number 1, but he's not truly number 1. It's probably Messi. But, yeah. Yeah, it's nuts, though. It's so much fucking money.
Yeah, so who's PSG? It's going to be Messi, Neymar, they got Mbappe?
Yeah, that's their front 3. I think it's, on paper, it's better than Messi, Suarez, and Neymar at Barcelona when they won the Champions League. I mean, that team so fucking good, man. Now, it's just a matter of if they play well together, I think it's game over. There's no one that's better. People will say Man City, but Man City is overhyped as fuck. I don't give a shit.
Is Messi going to leave Adidas, go for Jordan?
No. I think he's got a lifetime contract. Just as like Ronaldo and LeBum James do as well.
But Adidas endorsement. Woo! Hype. Good for you, Messi. Good for you.
That's just making your money right there, man.
So I guess that's kind of all I got. You know, we just got Messi join PSG. PSG is going to be pretty fucking dominant. That's it. Well, you could think that, but then, you know, if we want to look at some of the super teams of, say, NBA, some did pretty good, others didn't do that great. Like, the kids nowadays, they'll never understand that, you know, it was Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook all on the same team at one point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's a crazy team. You know, yeah, I mean, do I like this era of super teams? Fuck no. Right? First off, fuck the NBA.
Yeah.
Fuck the NBA. They're a bunch of pussies. You're some grown-ass dudes, but you roll over on your belly and want to get scratched and nice little tummy rub for a bunch of money, fucking vaginas. God damn. So fuck the NBA. That shit's all retarded. I mean, I think Russell Westbrook, he's at the Lakers now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a super team there too now. I don't even know what's going on
there. I mean, I look at it, right, and this is how I see it. You look at records of teams, people will say, oh, the league's more competitive. No, there's a lack of determination, motivation, discipline in the league. That's why all the records are the same. There's no good teams anymore, I don't think. There's no, goddamn, what was it? 72-10? Is that the Bulls record? Chicago Bulls?
For what? 2012?
No. Jordan.
Michael Jordan era.
Yeah, what was that? Anyhow, there's no one that wants to win like that anymore. The last one was Kobe Bryant. First off, he was retired. Now he's passed away, unfortunately. LeBron James, he's an incredible athlete, but he's a bitch. That dude seriously should have just shut up and dribbled. I mean, he's the best athlete of all time. That's 100% true. There's no athlete like him, but get paid a lot of money, you know, you gotta say a few things, do a few things, man. Shit.
Nobody bats an eye.
Do I knock it? Not necessarily, because, I mean, once again, it's just financial security for your team, or for your family and whatnot, but people who recognize that shit, you're a bitch, man. Shut up and dribble. That's what you are. You're a basketball player. You know, but at the end of the day, that's how I feel about the NBA. Fuck that. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's like MJ didn't do none of that. He was just focused. He was focused.
And it was a serious. If you didn't want to play like that, then don't play here. Go somewhere else. We play here to win. And right, sometimes that can go a little overboard. But at the end of the day, isn't that what competition's for?
To win.
No one. Who gives a shit if you get this? I mean, all right, I'll say this real quick. If I was an Olympian, I got a bronze medal or a silver medal, I wouldn't care. That's an honor, right? But at the end of the day, there's a reason why they don't give a shit who got 5th place. They give a shit who got up to 2nd place. The only thing that matters is winning. Do you get an elaborate trophy for getting 2nd place? Fuck no. When you're competing, all there is winning. And if you're not winning, you're learning. No one gives a fuck about losers. Especially women. Women don't like losers. Unless you got money, then they'll fucking fleece your ass.
They'll love you because you're losing that money.
Yeah, they'll fleece your ass. They'll get you to marry them, and then they'll fucking divorce your bitch ass. In which you deserve it, like Brad.
Yeah, shout out Brad.
Yeah, there's no context to that. You just had to be there, in which
shout out Brad.
No one else was other than Michael and I. Shout out Brad.
Shout out Brad.
That guy got fleeced bad.
Well, I guess I could say this for next episode. But we got Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley cruiserweight boxing event next Sunday. Next Sunday.
Yeah, we can talk about this real quick.
We will wait. We can wait. We'll wait for the fight week, because then we could, we get a little background for next week's fight card. Because we have the tough finale.
Yeah, and no one paid for this, by the way. Don't pay for this.
Yeah,
I ain't paying for that. Fuck that.
Yeah, we'll save that for next episode. But yeah, man, we just talked about some current event shit.
Yeah,
tied it back with the past.
Yeah, I only jotted down 7 things, but there's a lot more information than this. Taliban invasion, masculinity, minutes to midnight clock, 5G, John McAfee, Michael Jackson, Leo Messi. Just a few topics. But there's a lot more than this.
Yeah, I don't even know where we're going to put in the title, because that could be some instant.
Oh, I'm not going to put that stuff in the title. I'll figure it out. I'll put some. And then, which will also be linked there, is the How It Was Michael Jackson video that we watched today. But yeah, that's it for our recap. That was a good episode. Bunch of, real shit. Take it away, friend.
All right, be sure to like, dislike, comment your thoughts, good or bad, share it, subscribe. Also ring the bell so whenever we upload a new episode, you'll get a notification to stay up to date with the information we put out. Follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Unlocking Success. Follow me everywhere at RichHomieVang. Follow Eric on Instagram at Eric_Eclipse. On Twitter at IamTheEclipse. Be sure to tune in this Saturday for our fight picks. Episode 9 for UFC Vegas 34. Jared Cannonier versus Kelvin Gastelum. We had a little off week last Saturday, but we attended a very awesome disc golf tournament. We got the audio log for that. May get uploaded at some point.
We'll see.
We don't know. Pretty sweet though. Fight picks coming this Saturday. That's it. Have a good rest of your week. Take care. We love you guys. Goodbye.
Peace.
Keep striving.